Welcome to White Crow Roping episode 32. Getting on eastbound 30 Friday morning, going to shoot some horses. But this video I'm going to talk about an experiment I did this week, which turned out pretty cool. So I've been about two and a half months ago, 3 months ago, I'd gotten a 2-day flu and tried to power through it, working in a weakened condition. I got beaten up pretty bad by some horses and hurt my back. There for a few days or a couple weeks, I could barely get out of bed. And I got better, but ever since then, I've been just hurting every day, struggling to make myself practice and focus. And man, I'd shoot a few horses and get home and just be too beat to do anything. And so I thought I'd try a reset, and I've been following Sean Baker on Instagram, the doctor that advocates a carnivore diet. So I thought I'd try it, just eat straight beef and water and salt, coffee for a week, see if that would help my sleep, help me recover my muscles deep down, and stabilize our muscles in my core to where I could shoot horses and not get, I don't know, not get sidetracked by hurting, and not like before this last 2 or 3 videos, I hadn't posted anything in about probably a month, and I just kind of lost motivation to do anything because I felt like I was trying to do too much and wasn't able to focus. So not to complain, you know, that's life is ups and downs, and sometimes you have better ups and worse downs. But so last Monday, or this Monday, 5 days ago, I started eating steak and hamburger and water. No beer, no bread. And I've experimented with different diets and exercise, workout programs before, and for years really, and with varying success. But the thing that surprised me most about this was not only how easy it was, but second day in, I noticed, like, practicing fiddle and roping my dummy and roping my sled, like I could focus like I hadn't focused since I was a kid. And I know that may not sound like much, but to me it's been a constant. I don't know if I have ADD or ADHD, or if I would have been diagnosed with that, but I've gotten more done, made more progress this week, for sure, playing fiddle and also roping my sled, and than I have in feels like years. And man, my brain, like, I mean, I still get tired, don't get me wrong, after working, but I just buckle down and go to pick up my fiddle or saddle a horse, and it was like, once I got into it, man, I was in the zone, and I could feel myself making progress, and it was hard. It's still hard work, but I don't know. Everyone says that the ketogenic diet is supposed to have cognitive benefits, and and make your brain kind of run at a different level, and I've kind of played around with that in the past, and I might have noticed some improvement, but nothing on this scale. In fact, the only 2 things that I can compare the feeling to of being able to practice for like 20 and 30 minute blocks on the violin, or on working at something particularly hard for me, and actually make progress in one session, was when maybe a year or 2 ago, my buddy Chris called and wanted me to play private party with him in Texas on fiddle, and said, "Hey man, can you play the Orange Blossom, or not the Orange Blossom Special? So can you play the Devil Went Down to Georgia by Charlie Daniels?" I said, well, it was about 3 weeks out, and I said, well, I don't know how to play it, but I'll learn it. And like I kind of got scared there for a minute, and But then I said, no, don't chicken out. Just go ahead and learn it. So the next 2 weeks, I worked about 2.5 hours a day practicing, learning that song, and trying. It's not a particularly hard song, but there's parts in it that to put it together in the in time with the music. It took me a while, and I had some stuff called Siltet, which is a nootropic supplement made by Natural Stacks, which is some pretty good stuff. And I taking that and practicing fiddle, it was like I felt that kind of it was kind of like a brief periods of mental clarity where I could really focus and dig deep on something, going real slow and noticing a lot of things, noticing everything, where I'm messing up, where I'm getting tense. And another thing that's similar to that is if you ever tried the Wim Hof method of breathing, where you do kind of over oxygenate your body and then expel all your breath and hold your breath for a long time, and you'll get like almost a high with that. I mean, it can be pretty intense, and I've played around with that over time, and you get that same kind of clarity within your brain, and like all the colors become vivid. And I felt that all week eating strictly beef. One time I ate a pork loin, but anyway, it's a pretty cool deal, and I don't have any reason that right now, like, I'm not doing it for health reasons, so I'm not gonna stick to it for months and years at a time. But in fact, I'm thinking about trying to do it every week, for 5 days or so, and then kind of refuel on carbs and reset my metabolism, get a good hit of glucose and insulin shot. It's like there's a guy named John Kiefer who's a bodybuilder, and he experimented with this a lot, where he stayed in ketosis all week, only eating fat, high protein, and then first time he did it, he ate like a dozen donuts and a pizza, and boy, it's like it'll pump up that insulin will pump up all your, puts a lot of blood and nutrients in your muscles if you do it right, I guess. I'm not sure on all the science, don't quote me on this, but in fact, some of the world's strongest men bodybuilders will actually inject insulin while they're training, and that's allegedly, I've heard, it's very dangerous. If you mess it up, you can kill yourself doing that. But at the same time, I'm going to see how this works, and once again, I keep saying I'm excited, but I finally feel like I've made a discovery for myself that now I can, if I can stick to that routine and make as much progress every week as I have this week, some things are going to start happening. And boy, once again, I'm excited. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and if it sounds intriguing to you, then follow Sean Baker, or at Sean Baker on Instagram, and see all the cool stuff that he's doing with. I mean, he's a super athlete, and I think he eats like 3 or 4 ribeye steaks a day, and I mean, he's a pretty cool dude. So I'm pleased to talk about this successful so far experiment. I'm also pretty excited to eat some bread and drink a beer tonight and see if I can make this work cycling, eating like a normal person every now and then. Anyway, thanks for watching this far. For sure, hit me up with a comment, like and subscribe. And man, I keep sharing these videos on Facebook, but it's like I think the Facebook algorithm only lets like 5 people see them, so I got to figure out a better way to self-promote and build up my channel more than it is, so it's not feel like I know there's a couple people that enjoy watching these videos, and I'm really happy that you like them, and I know with time, if I'm doing anything worthwhile, this will keep growing. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you next week. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm not too worried about this, but it's pretty cool if it would help you. Just in this 5 days of eating only beef, I've dropped about probably 9 solid pounds, and I'm probably got about as trim without losing muscle as I ever have. So with a light workout every morning, about 30 kettlebell swings in the morning just to kind of get going, and that ain't chewing horses, but to me that doesn't really count because it's almost more of a stressor than a low-grade stress than a hormetic stress. So anyway, if you're trying to cut a little weight, boy, this may be the easiest way I can think of to do it. And I've tried a lot of different diets and just experimented on myself over the years a lot of ways, and this has by far been the coolest. So once again, thanks for watching.